I recently had a client call me, and this is what they asked. Mitch, there's so much going on in the real estate market. My family and I are not sure if we should buy now or wait until the market crashes. That's the question we're gonna break down right now. Let's be honest, it's real easy to get caught up in the noise with the media. Markets are crashing, real estate's tanking, interest rates are going through the roof. Some of that may be true and some not, but today, guys, I'm gonna break down the true facts, and I actually pulled 4 easy charts to explain exactly what's going on. If it's your first time at the channel, welcome. My name is Mitch Boraski. I'm a senior real estate advisor located right here in the city of Charlotte. And if you're thinking about relocating or maybe moving or even buying or selling a home here in the area, I'd love to be a resource for you. But today, I'm gonna give you some great information. Let's get started. The first topic I want to discuss is the number of closed units in this country since 2005. The chart on the screen shows you this information. As you can see, the highest number of sales we had in this country were 7.08 million units, and that was in 2005. And you can see during the financial crisis, we really came down at the lowest point in 08 to 4.12 million units. And then it took us a few years to climb back into the fives, which happened around 2013. And that's where we remained from 2013 all the way up to 2019. It was between 5 and 5.5 million units roughly sold during that period. So we were humming along quite nicely. Then, of course, COVID hit. High demand. People started to relocate, work from home. Home sales spiked to 5.64 million units. And then, of course, in 2021, it continued all the way up to 6.12 million units. Now, to put this all in perspective, as of April of 2023, the total year forecast, according to the National Association of Realtors, has now been modified to 4.28 million units. Now, that is almost as low as our 2008 number of 4.12 million units. So what does that mean? Well, that's a significant drop, of course, from the peak of 2021. It's about 45% down, but why is this important? The reason why I'm telling you this is because inventory is one of the biggest drivers in our country right now for prices, and I'll get to that in just a minute. Now, talking further about inventory, I actually pulled a chart for you that has a total housing inventory since the early 1970s, and it's quite an interesting story. As you can see on the screen, we held between anywhere 2 to 3, call it 2 to 2.5 million units of active inventory on the market in this country for many years. Of course, it spiked during 2008. As you can see, we almost went up to 4 million active homes on the market. But look at the drop that happened after that 2008 period as we started to slowly come down. And then, of course, during the COVID years, we spiked way down. And right now, guys, we are only at just below 1 million available units in this country for sale. That is a significant drop. So why is this important? Well, this is what's causing the pricing pressure. There's not enough homes on the market to bring these prices down, which is why the home prices will continue to climb. There's still too much pent-up demand for these homes across the country, and prices are continuing, as we can see in the Charlotte area, they're continuing to rise. Now, I don't want to blank canvas this conversation because it is different, right, in different areas of the country. I know in the West Coast, California is experiencing a different shift than we are, but I can tell you, if you're watching this video, you're either thinking about moving to Charlotte or living here, I can tell you in the Charlotte market, we have an extremely low inventory number. And actually, I pulled that chart as well, and you can see it on the screen that right now, we are down to 7,700 active single-family homes on the market as of May of 2023. And you can see, all the way back during the early 2000s through 2023, 2014, we had over 20,000 available homes on the market. And guys, we are way down into 7,700 units. This is what I'm talking about when we talk about inventory constraints. We are so low on where we need to be, which is why prices will continue to rise in our area. Another pressure that's in the market on inventory is, of course, interest rates. As you know, interest rates went to a historic low during COVID, and many people refinanced or either went out and bought a new home at an extremely low rate. Interestingly enough, I actually pulled another chart for you, which you can see on the screen, that shows you the percentage of homeowners since 2014 and even further from Redfin of how many of these homeowners are below certain interest rates. So on the right side of the screen, you can see that almost 50% of homeowners, okay, have an interest rate between 4 to 5%, okay? And then almost 90% have a rate between 5 and 6, and almost, I would say 98% are below 6%. So this tells you right now, right, that a lot of homeowners are in a rate that is very, very low. So what that's causing is there's no real incentive for them to move if they don't have to. They wouldn't want to, upgrade their home and go pay a 7% rate if you've got a 3. That is very common. I hear that from clients all the time, and it's a valid one. However, until these rates start to come down, okay, the inventory situation will remain tight. And again, when demand outpaces supply, prices will continue to rise. So that brings me to my next point on, is investing in real estate right now a good investment? So I always like to look back at the data to really see where history has taken us over a long period of time in the real estate market to decide, is it a good time to buy or not? Now, I pulled another fantastic chart from MBS Highway that you can see on the screen that shows you from 1942 all the way to 2022, okay, how home prices have appreciated in this country by year and how much. Now, interestingly enough, there was only 7 periods during that 80-year period where home prices went negative. I repeat, 7 periods out of 80. Why am I telling you this? Because home prices over time are a fantastic investment and they do appreciate. As you can see on the screen, we had some great run-ups, right? As you look through this chart in the early 40s, of course, you've had more in 1977, the late 70s, right? And then, of course, the 2007 to 11 financial crisis is where you saw the negative home prices drop. But after that, guys, we saw nothing but appreciation in home prices. So if you're thinking about buying a house, I would highly tell you to consider what history has done in the real estate market, because I can tell you home prices will continue to appreciate, okay, over time. Now, will they fluctuate year to year? I don't have a crystal ball. They could very well go down a few percentage points. God forbid if they went down double digits, we don't know. But I can tell you, if you look at this 80-year history, it's proven that real estate is a fantastic investment and prices go up continually over the long term. Well, Mitch, how do homes fare during a recession? We're about to go into one, we're in one, it may get worse. Look, I understand what people are asking me and saying, but I also pulled another chart for you that shows you how housing has performed in recessions. As you can see on the screen, this was pulled, of course, from the MBS Highway again, and the shaded areas indicate the recessions that this country has seen all the way back to the 60s, of course. And you can see after every recession, home prices, okay, have continued to perform. The only time that home prices really came down was, of course, during that 2008 crisis, okay? But you can see it rebounded immediately and continued to go up, even, of course, through the COVID period. There is no reason to believe that real estate will underperform during a recession. So even though there's talks of we're in a recession, it's going to get worse, it may not. We don't have a crystal ball. Point being, real estate is still a great investment during recessionary periods. So there you have it. I hope that information was helpful to explain with data of exactly what's happening in the housing market. If you have any questions, I'm more than happy to answer them, speak with you, be a resource. All my information is on the screen and below this video. But thanks again for tuning in, and I'll talk to you next week.